My best friend voluntarily destroyed his full-ride MIT scholarship. I was halfway through an AP calculus exam when I heard people whispering behind me. I looked up and saw Ethan leaning so far toward the desk next to him, his chair was balancing on two legs. His entire upper body stretched out, neck like a giraffe, looking directly at John's paper. Not subtle, not smooth. The most obvious cheating I'd ever seen. John noticed, shifted his paper to the left, but Ethan just leaned further. Everyone was staring. Emily had her hand frozen over her calculator. Peter's mouth was open. 30 kids watching the smartest kid in school with a full ride to MIT cheat like a cartoon character. Mrs. Snyder looked up from her desk. Ethan! He sat up slowly, turned to face her, but his expression was blank. Come with me. He stood up without arguing, grabbed his backpack and walked out. The bell rang 20 minutes later and the hallway exploded. Did you see that? I literally watched him do it. Students were already making up theories. I pulled out my phone. Ethan was my best friend, and I was about to find out what happened. I ditched the last 3 periods and drove to his house. His mom answered for him. She looked like she'd aged 10 years. Is Ethan here? He doesn't want to see anyone right now. I just need 5 minutes. I'm sorry. Her voice cracked. She closed the door. I stood on the porch for a long time, trying to make sense of this. 3 days of confusion later, the official announcement arrived. Ethan's MIT offer was rescinded. 4 years of perfect grades down the drain because he cheated on purpose. I kept ringing his phone like I was getting paid for it, but got nothing. The next day in school, I was at my locker when I felt someone behind me. I turned around. Mr. Grady, a P English. He was the teacher who always tried to be everyone's friend. 6-7 references, fist bumps. But right now, his eyes were red. Hands twitching like caffeine was the only thing keeping him going. Hey, you're close with Ethan, right? Yeah, can you give him something for me? He pulled out a worn paperback with a sticky note poking out. I took it slowly. Why can't you just email him? No, he shot back fast. It can't have digital footprint. It needs to be in person. He turned and walked away before I could ask. My mind was racing. Why was a teacher passing handwritten notes through a friend like a lovesick middle schooler? I opened the book and found the sticky note. I'm not angry. Please just call me. We can fix this. I read it again, then again. We can fix this. Fix what? And why does Ethan clearly have Mr. Grady's number? I closed the book and shoved it in my bag. 2 days later, I decided to try again and drove to Ethan's house at 10 p.m. I parked down the street and was about to step out when I saw it. A car, parked directly across from Ethan's house. Engine off, headlights off. A figure was sitting inside, watching Ethan's window. I squinted hard and realized it was Mr. Grady. My stomach dropped. Why was he here? I got out quietly and cut through the neighbor's yard, climbed the old tree outside Ethan's window and knocked on the glass. I stayed there for about 60 seconds with no answer. I knocked again, then again. I was about to give up when the curtain moved. Ethan's face appeared, thinner than I'd ever seen it. He opened the window. I climbed in. Grady is outside, I said, but Ethan didn't react or look surprised. I know, he's been there every night this week. My blood ran cold. Ethan, I sat down next to him. What's going on, man? He didn't answer for a long time, just stared at the floor. Then he spoke. Sophomore year, Mr. Grady noticed me. He complimented my writing and asked me to stay after class. Ethan chuckled to himself. It felt good at first, like someone important saw something in me. My stomach dropped as I realized what I was hearing. Then one day, Ethan continued. Mr. Grady asked me to give him my phone number. He started texting me, calling, wanted to meet outside of school. He stopped, swallowed. Then he couldn't finish. He didn't have to. It went on for 2 years. English was my worst class. He knew it was the only thing stopping me from getting my dream schools, so he gave me as in exchange for my body. The words hung in the air. I didn't know what to say. Ethan wiped his eyes and continued. The worst part was when I told someone, my aunt. She didn't believe me, because that doesn't happen to guys. I never told anyone again. I was almost crying too now. So I decided if I couldn't make anyone believe me, Ethan continued, I could cheat. That way they'd investigate my grades, my papers that never deserved A's, and find proof Mr. Grady groomed me. He broke down crying after that. I just hugged him for a long time. Minutes later, we looked outside where Grady was still waiting. Get your shoes on. I stood up. What? We're going outside. We walked out the front door together. My phone was already recording. Grady saw us immediately and his face went white. We were walking straight toward the car. Open the window, Mr. Grady. Nothing. Open it. The window came down slowly. Ethan, please. Grady's voice cracked. I made mistakes, but we can talk about it. Ethan wasn't saying anything, just walking forward with a murderous look. It scared Grady so much he threw the car in reverse and peeled backward. That's when Ethan did something I'll never forget. As Grady's Toyota Corolla swung past, Ethan slapped a sticker onto Grady's trunk. I'm a predator. He'd been carrying it for years, waiting for this moment.